I'm CK. Today we're going to have another installment in my new little occasional series on tools and techniques I use in my shop that might give you inspiration, that might show you something that you haven't seen before, that might give you an idea that, oh, that's a piece of gear I want. Today we're going to look at my general purpose electrical test and support cart. Hope you enjoy it. This is the general purpose electrical and electronic support cart. Again, it's a stainless steel cart that I got from Amazon, more than $100, but they're worth it. They last a long time, they roll around really well, and as I mentioned in my audio cart video, they really allow me to be organized. I can roll them in when I need them, and I can roll them away when I don't need them. It's better for me than putting the gear in a cabinet and having to drag it out, clear some workbench space, plug everything in, then tear it all back down. If I have it on all on one cart, then it's a little easier for me to manage, number one, and number two, to actually use it, because I can just move it wherever I need it around the shop or even out into the driveway if I'm working on one of the vehicles. So that's the overview. Let's go bottom up on the shelves. The bottom shelf is why this cart is a little harder to roll around. On the right side is a Variac, a variable AC power supply. I recommend this if you're doing electronics that take a lot of current. For example, when I build a new guitar amp, I always power it up slowly with the variable AC Variac to bring it up, get the tubes heated up, then get the rest of the circuitry engaged in case anything's going to catch on fire, in case anything's going to go kabam. The Variac can help minimize that, or at least not surprise you, or potentially not blow a circuit breaker in the house. Next to it is, as it says, a step up and step down transformer that can take 220 and make it 110, or 110 and make it 220. I use this because sometimes I'm in the United States, so I'm on 110, but sometimes I'm using some 220 gear and I want to have a good solid step-up transformer. This, as you might be able to tell from the from the part number on the left-hand side, this is a 5,000 watter. That's more expensive, but you're never going to worry about getting a piece of equipment you can't power through your transformer. So it's one of those cases where you're going to want to bite the bullet and get as powerful a transformer as you can to keep yourself from being grumpy with yourself later on. The middle shelf is associated support gear. This is a signal generator for injecting signals into a circuit and then following them along to see what in a circuit may or may not be working. I also have a somewhat portable version of that. This was a kit signal generator that I built a while ago. Function generator. This is a little DC and AC power supply from Elenco. It's a kit. It's one of Elenco's very good kits. Elenco's kind of funny. They have some really good kits and they have some really bad kits. This is one of their really good ones. The reason why I like it is because, surprisingly enough, it's actually challenging to find a good small AC power supply, and this one works. As you can see, there's no meters on it, so you have to meter it elsewhere, which limits its usefulness to a certain extent, but that's okay. Another Elenco special in here is a resistance substitution box. So if I'm working on, say, a negative feedback loop in a guitar amp, I can, without changing the circuitry, without resoldering stuff, I can throw a bunch of different resistances in there. This is half watt. I've got half watt resistors in here. I've got two more of these that I used their case for, but I used my own resistors to go down to 1/4 watt and up to 1 watt. Also on this one, this cart, is my clamp-on voltmeter ammeter. In the back, capacitor tester. This is a handy little device. It'll show you if the batteries are working. I guess I got to replace the batteries in it. Oh no, there it goes. This will show you if a line is hot or not, if there's current or voltage in a line, and that can be really handy. I'm trying to look at it. Yeah, it's a EMF tester, so electromagnetic field tester. So if you're looking particularly around the house, if you're looking at a wire and you think you've got the circuit breaker pulled, put a little load on it and run this by it, and it'll tell you if there's any voltage or current passing through that. Very handy, and this is cheap. And capacitor testers, I've got 2 of them back there. So that's the second shelf. Top shelf is where my oscilloscope is. This is a Siglent. There's no right oscilloscope. Find the one that suits your budget, that works best for you. Just get a scope of some kind or other. Next to it is my DC power supply. Very stable, very tunable. It's a real nice power supply. Behind it all is, again, another one of Elenco's good kits. This is a digital voltmeter kit that I built a couple of years ago from them. Works very well. I mean, it doesn't replace the Fluke I've got on my workbench, but it's good for the roll-around, for a roll-around cart, particularly if you're going outside and you may bang it around. And a shop notebook, a lab notebook. You want to be able to write things down. If something strikes you, if there's something that you want to remember, you want to have something to write it down in. And the little lab notebook is a good place for that. And in the drawer, we've got writing instruments, oscilloscope probes, meter probes, anything that you want to throw in there. I've got pens and pencils in there. Just a handy place to keep stuff from flying around. And on the side, something that if you didn't look at my other video, I do want to highlight. These are shower curtain holders. So this goes over a rod in the shower stall, and these hooks are where you'd put on the shower curtain. However, works very well for keeping cables and probes and so on organized and out of the way. Now, the back of the cart has the power strip that this is all connected to right there. And as you can see, on this end, this, I was in Home Depot's bath section, and this is a towel holder, but tie wrapped onto this cart, it holds a power cable out of the way and handy for the whole rig. That's the general purpose electronics cart. Good for high-powered things like 50-watt guitar amps down to smaller electronics. Just nice to have everything in one place. You can roll it wherever you need it, and you're not diving in and out of cabinets saying, where did I put this, where did I put that? Hope this gave you some ideas, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.